Beloved, listen closely, for I shall give you a line, a key, a golden password that unlocks the treasure house of riches, even the riches that appear as sudden fortune, as the lottery of life itself. You see, there is no chance in spirit, no gamble in the divine mind. What the world calls luck, I call law, and the law is simple. What you boldly declare in faith, so it must be. The spoken word is your wand, and the universe obeys the command of one who speaks from the authority of God within. So take this line and let it sink into the very depth of your being. By divine right, endless riches are mine now. Say it not as a beggar, but as a child of the King. Say it with joy, with certainty, with thanksgiving. Each time you speak these words, you plant the seed of wealth in the soil of spirit, and spirit which never fails brings forth the harvest in miraculous ways, even in ways that men call the lottery, the sudden windfall, the unexpected check, the door that swings open where there once was a wall. Remember, it is not the ticket, nor the numbers, nor the outer means that hold your fortune. It is your word. Speak this exact line with unwavering faith, and the riches that are yours by divine appointment will rush to meet you. For the law is sure what you claim in spirit, you shall receive in form. Beloved, when you speak the words, by divine right, endless riches are mine now, you are not whispering into an empty room, you are not throwing words into the wind, you are releasing a decree into the great substance of spirit. That line is no idle statement, no casual phrase, it is a golden key, a living power. The moment you speak it with faith, the unseen world stirs to attention, for the word is God in action. You have turned the key that opens the treasure house of abundance, and the law begins to move swiftly on your behalf. Do not mistake the gentleness of your voice for weakness, for even a whisper in truth shakes the foundations of lack and limitation. You see, the outer world bends to the authority of the inner word. The law of spirit is not delayed, it is not uncertain, it is immediate and exact. The universe is precise and unfailing, and it hears you the very moment you declare. The riches that belong to you by divine right are already prepared, already waiting in the great storehouse of supply. And when you speak this line, you do not beg for them, you do not plead like one unworthy, you claim them, as a rightful heir claims an inheritance. For you are a child of the Most High, and the riches of heaven flow to you as naturally as water runs to the sea. Do not say the words with a spirit of hoping. Hope is a beggar that waits and waits. Say them as a master of the word, one who knows the truth and rests upon it with certainty. When you utter this line, you are not creating riches, you are uncovering them. They were always there, hidden in the invisible, waiting for the moment your faith would draw them forth. The treasure has always been yours, but the key must be turned, and your spoken word is that key. Speak it with conviction, and the door swings open. Let me remind you, every decree spoken in faith moves through the unseen swiftly and with perfect order. The law of supply does not falter, it does not forget, it is never late and never mistaken. What you speak is etched into the universal mind, and universal mind obeys without question. Say the line with joy, with thanksgiving, as though you are already holding the overflowing riches in your hand. For when you declare that it is yours now, you draw it into the present moment, and spirit can only respond in kind. It rushes to fill the mold of your word. You may ask, is it so simple? Can one line truly unlock such fortune? And I say to you, yes, for the power is not in the length of the phrase, but in the faith behind it. One word spoken in truth outweighs 1,000 words spoken in doubt. The line I have given you is not ordinary, it is charged with divine authority. Each time you declare it, you imprint the law more deeply, you call forth the riches that are yours by eternal right. Do not concern yourself with how it will arrive, whether through a door you know, or through a door you cannot yet see. That is spirit's business. Your business is to declare and to expect, to speak and to rejoice. Even now, as you speak the line in faith, unseen forces move to arrange your blessing. Doors that were closed begin to swing open. Opportunities that seemed impossible rise up before you. And yes, even the lottery of life itself, what men call chance, bends to the certainty of spirity. For the law is law, it cannot fail. The numbers, the slips of paper, the outward symbols are but shadows. The true substance is your word, and the line you speak is the master key that shapes the shadows into your favor. Do not measure the power of the line by appearances. Appearances will attempt to contradict, to whisper lack, to suggest delay, but you must stand steady. Declare again and again, by divine right, endless riches are mine now. Let no appearance shake your faith, for appearances are but smoke, while the word is substance. The outer world must eventually align with the decree spoken in spirit. It has no choice, for the word is the law. Each time you speak this line, speak it as though you are placing a golden seed into fertile soil. The soil does not hesitate. It begins its work at once, silently, invisibly, and soon the harvest must appear, whether through steady growth or through sudden miraculous breakthrough. That is why you must continue speaking, with unwavering certainty, for each word you speak waters the seed and hastens the day of reaping. So, beloved, do not let the line pass your lips without awareness. Speak it slowly, with power, with faith. Feel the riches already around you. Feel them pressing into your life. Know that the decree has gone forth, and the law has begun its perfect work. You need not strive. You need not struggle. The work is already done in spirit, and spirit never fails. Speak the line, turn the key, and watch as the storehouse of heaven pours forth into your life, in ways wondrous, surprising, and overflowing. Beloved, many look at the lottery, and they call it chance. They watch the numbers turn, the wheels spin, the tickets drawn, and they say, "It is luck." But I tell you, in spirit there is no such thing as luck, no such thing as chance. All is law, and law never wavers. What men call accident, spirit calls alignment. What the world calls luck, divine mind calls certainty. When you declare with faith, by divine right, endless riches are mine now, you step out of the realm of uncertainty and into the certainty of spirit's law. You are no longer at the mercy of numbers, of odds, of probabilities. You are aligned with the eternal law that cannot fail. The outer world deals in games of chance, but the inner world knows no gamble. There is no uncertainty when you work with the spoken word. When you speak, you set in motion a vibration that must return to you multiplied. The lottery itself becomes but one of the many channels through which spirit may deliver your good, but the source is never the ticket, never the game, never the numbers. The source is always spirit, and spirit responds to your word with exactness. When you say the line, you are not entering into chance, you are entering into certainty. You are writing your fortune in invisible ink upon the fabric of the universe, and the ink glows with divine authority. What others may chase, you calmly claim. Others run after luck, you rest in law. Others hope against odds, you declare with assurance. And this assurance shifts everything. The vibration of certainty draws to you that which eludes the restless, the fearful, the doubting. Let me tell you, beloved, the difference between chance and certainty is the difference between fear and faith. Chance belongs to the realm of fear, of hoping, of waiting. But certainty belongs to the realm of faith, where the word is spoken and the result is inevitable. And this exact line I have given you is not a wish, it is a decree. When you decree, you do not hope, you command. You speak from your oneness with infinite intelligence, and infinite intelligence obeys. So each time you speak the words, by divine right, endless riches are mine now, you lift yourself out of the uncertain world and step into the kingdom of certainty. The law of supply becomes your ground, your foundation, your rock, and on that rock, no wave of doubt can wash you away. When you stand in certainty, even the lottery must bend to you. For what seems to the world a random game is in truth but another instrument through which spirit may choose to express your riches. And remember this always: the instrument is nothing, the source is everything. Do not become entangled in wondering about the odds, for the law of spirit knows nothing of odds, it knows only fulfillment. Spirit is not bound by statistics, not limited by probability. What is impossible to man is effortless to God. One moment of alignment with certainty can sweep away 1,000 calculations, 1,000 doubts. The world measures by numbers, but spirit measures by faith. The more you affirm the line, the more you step into this field of certainty. You begin to feel it in your very bones. You begin to walk with it in your stride. You begin to carry the quiet power of one who knows. Others may still be tossed about by chance, but you are anchored. Others may still grasp and wonder, but you stand serene. And in that serenity, the law works swiftly and directly. It is like the difference between one who drifts on a stormy sea and one who sails with the wind at their back. The drifter has no direction, no power over the waves, no certainty of reaching the shore. But the one aligned with Spirit's law catches the divine wind and sails straight to the harbor of abundance. When you speak the line, you align your sails. When you affirm, by divine right, endless riches are mine now, you set yourself on the direct course to your riches, while others still drift and call it chance. Beloved, you must remember there is nothing uncertain in the divine mind. The universe is exact, precise, orderly. If a star does not wander from its path, if the sun rises each morning without fail, if the tides follow their appointed rhythm, do you think the law of supply could be any less certain? You are not outside of this law, you are part of it. And just as sure as the tide returns to the shore, your riches return to you when you call them forth by decree. So stand firm in this truth. You are not a creature of chance, you are a creator by law. You are not at the mercy of numbers, you are aligned with certainty. And every time you declare the line, you deepen that alignment, you strengthen that certainty, you quicken the law's activity on your behalf. Riches are not floating in a realm of randomness, they are drawn to you by the magnet of faith, and faith is yours to command, here and now. Do not let the chatter of the world sway you, for the world is blind to law. They look only at appearances, and call it reality. But you, beloved, have the eyes of Spirit, and you see deeper. You see that behind every seeming chance, there is order. Behind every appearance of luck, there is law. And you stand not in the shallow waters of luck, but in the deep river of certainty, where the flow is steady, constant and unstoppable. Therefore, let your heart be at rest. You do not gamble with your good, you claim it. You do not chase after riches as if they are fleeting. You draw them as naturally as the sun draws the flower to bloom. The line you speak is the master key that places you in this certainty, and once you stand in it, the riches must appear. Whether through a lottery, through a gift, through a new door of opportunity, Spirit will choose the channel, but the certainty remains the same. Beloved, no longer speak as the world speaks of chance. Speak as Spirit speaks in law, in assurance, in certainty. Declare again and again with joy and thanksgiving. By divine right, endless riches are mine now, for in those words lies the power that shifts you forever out of the shadows of luck and into the light of divine certainty, where your riches are sure, secure, and overflowing. Beloved, I tell you, one of the greatest mistakes people make is hesitation. They hold back their words, they shrink from their own inheritance. They look at the great storehouse of heaven and say, perhaps I am not worthy, perhaps it is not yet my time, perhaps I should wait. And in that hesitation, the blessing delays. The law is swift and certain, but it answers only to boldness. When you step forward and claim with power, the riches rush to meet you. But when you waver, when you doubt, when you hesitate, you close the door you had just opened. You must speak the line with fearless authority. By divine right, endless riches are mine now. Do not tremble when you speak it. Do not whisper it with uncertainty. Say it as a king gives a command. Say it as a queen announces her decree. For the law of supply recognizes only the voice of faith, and faith does not beg, it does not plead, it does not apologize. Faith claims, faith knows, faith stands. So many live as beggars at the gate of abundance, not realizing the gate is open, not realizing the treasure inside already bears their name. They hesitate because they have been taught to doubt. They hesitate because the world has told them that wealth is only for a few, that riches are scarce, that fortune is fickle. But I tell you, beloved, riches are as abundant as air, and fortune is as faithful as the sunrise when you stand in divine law. Scarcity is a shadow, and shadows vanish when the light of truth is spoken. Do not hesitate, for hesitation is agreement with lack. The moment you hesitate, you are saying, perhaps it is not mine, and Spirit answers according to your faith. If you speak half-heartedly, you will receive half measures. But if you speak boldly, with the fullness of conviction, the law must deliver in fullness. You cannot trick Spirit with timid words. You must give your word the fire of certainty, the strength of faith. You are not a beggar in this universe. You are an heir, and heirs do not ask permission to receive what is already theirs. They step forward and claim it. They hold out their hands and receive the inheritance with joy. Do you think a child stands trembling at the table of its own father? No, it sits with confidence, knowing the bread upon the table is its own. In the same way, you must claim the riches that have already been placed before you. Each time you say, "By divine right, endless riches are mine now," you silence the voice of hesitation. Each time you speak it, you cast out the thief called doubt. You announce to the universe that you are ready, that you are willing, that you are certain. And in that certainty, the riches find no resistance. They flow swiftly and directly into your life. Do not be concerned with how bold your words may sound. The world may call it arrogance, but heaven calls it faith. The world may say you are presuming, but Spirit says you are claiming your birthright. And I tell you, bold faith is never arrogance, for bold faith is humility before divine law. It is acknowledging that God has already given, and that your only task is to receive. To hesitate is to deny the gift, but to boldly claim is to honor the giver. So I say again, do not hesitate, do not shrink, do not question whether you deserve it, whether it is too much, whether it is possible. Spirit makes no small plans. Spirit withholds nothing. Spirit does not ration supply. The moment you claim, you are lifted into a stream of abundance that knows no measure. Endless riches means just that, endless, not a little, not barely enough, but overflowing, surpassing, abundant, miraculous. And you must claim it now, not tomorrow, not someday, not when things improve. Every delay is born of hesitation, and hesitation is the language of doubt. Say it now, believe it now, claim it now. By divine right, endless riches are mine now. That word now is the hammer that shatters hesitation. That word now is the fire that burns away every trace of doubt. That word now places you in the immediacy of Spirit's supply, where blessings move quickly and surely. Beloved, if you would only know the power of claiming, you would never hesitate again. The law responds to boldness. It rushes to meet certainty. When you hesitate, you are like one standing at the shore with empty hands, waiting for the tide to bring in the boats, but never building a dock. But when you claim, you raise the dock, you open the harbor, and the ships of riches sail in without delay. So train your tongue to speak with assurance. Train your mind to expect only abundance. Train your heart to rejoice before the blessing arrives. This is not presumption, it is truth. For the moment you decree, it is already done in Spirit, and Spirit never fails. Therefore speak the line, beloved. Speak it without hesitation, without apology, without fear. Declare it with joy. Declare it with power. By divine right, endless riches are mine now. And as you do, feel the gates swing open wide. Feel the treasures rushing forth. Feel the certainty of the law carrying your word into form. For when you claim with boldness, heaven and earth conspire to bring your riches, swiftly, surely, and without fail. Beloved, the power lies in this: you must speak as though the riches are yours already. You must claim them in the present, not as a distant dream, not as something you hope may one day come, but as your possession now. That is why I've given you this exact line: by divine right, endless riches are mine now. For the secret is hidden in that one little word, now. Not tomorrow, not in some uncertain future, but now. Spirit lives only in the eternal present, and the law of supply works only in the immediacy of now. When you say the line as though your blessing is somewhere far away, you keep it far away. When you say it as though it will come someday, you push it into the mist of someday. But when you say it with the certainty that it is here already, you draw it into your life with magnetic force. You must speak as if you are already clothed in abundance, already surrounded by wealth, already living in the fullness of prosperity. For Spirit does not respond to longing, Spirit responds to knowing. This is why I tell you, never say, "I will be rich," for the moment you do, you postpone the blessing. The law hears your words and keeps your riches in the land of will be. Instead, speak in the present: I am rich now. By divine right, endless riches are mine now. And the law, which cannot resist the present decree, begins to shape your outer life to match the reality you have claimed. So many live in the mistake of waiting. They wait for a sign, they wait for a change, they wait for the day when their fortune may arrive. But waiting is a form of doubt. Waiting places you in the future, and Spirit is never in the future. Spirit is here, Spirit is now. The riches you seek are already here, vibrating in the invisible, waiting only for your decree to pull them into sight. The longer you wait, the longer they remain unseen. But the moment you declare them yours in the now, they rush forth, taking form, breaking through appearances, manifesting in ways beyond your imagination. You must learn to feel the riches before you see them. See yourself already in possession. Feel the joy of having already received. Do not say, "One day I shall live in abundance." Say, "I live in abundance now." Do not say, "One day I shall be debt-free." Say, "All my obligations are paid in full now." For every present decree hastens manifestation, and every future statement delays it. Spirit is moved only by the word that places you in the eternal now. Beloved, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Notice the word substance. That means your riches exist already, though unseen by the eye. They are as real as the air you breathe, as real as the seed beneath the soil. And the moment you speak as though they are yours now, the substance begins to appear in form. Speak it with thanksgiving, as though the riches are already in your hand, already flowing into your life. Thanksgiving seals the decree, for it proves you believe it is done. Let me tell you, every great miracle comes when a soul refuses to wait. The blessing arrives when one dares to say, "It is mine now." The door opens when one knocks in the present, not in the future. Every delay is broken when you take your stand in the immediacy of spirit. Do not concern yourself with how it will come, whether by a new idea, a new door, or even through sudden fortune such as the lottery. The channel is not your business, the decree is your business. The decree creates the channel. Say the line, "Beloved," and feel the shift. Each time you affirm, "By divine right, endless riches are mine now," you step more firmly into possession. The outer world may still look unchanged, but the inner world is already moving, already working, already rearranging circumstances. And soon the outer must match the inner, for the law is exact, as within, so without. As you declare, so it must be. Do not wait for appearances to confirm your words. Speak your words until appearances bow to them. If you see lack, declare riches anyway. If you see obstacles, declare freedom anyway. If you see delay, declare immediacy anyway. For appearances are shadows, and shadows cannot resist the light of truth. Each decree spoken in the now scatters the shadows and reveals the substance behind them. And the more you live in the spirit of possession, the quicker the manifestation comes. Live as though it is already yours. Walk with the quiet confidence of one who is wealthy, even if your purse seems empty. Speak with the gratitude of one who has already received, even if the form is not yet visible. For that inner knowing, that inner feeling, is the magnet that draws the outer form. The universe mirrors what you are within, and when within you stand in riches now, the outer cannot resist but reflect it. Beloved, never let the word now slip from your decree. Hold fast to it, for it is the anchor that secures your riches in this very moment. By divine right, endless riches are mine now. Say it with joy, say it with fire, say it with unshakable certainty. Each time you do, you affirm that spirit acts in the present, that the law is at work now, that your blessing is not far off but here, pressing into your life with irresistible force. So speak, beloved, and claim it now. Live as if it is already done, for in spirit it is done. Speak with thanksgiving, rejoice in the unseen, and soon the unseen will break forth into sight. For the law cannot resist the soul who knows their blessing is now, and riches must flow swiftly, abundantly, and without delay into your life. Beloved, once you have spoken your word in the present, once you have declared your riches as now, you must release the question of how. The how belongs not to you but to spirit. It is here that many stumble, for they say, "I cannot see the way, therefore there must be no way." But I tell you, the way is already prepared, though it is hidden from your sight. The riches may come through the channels you know, or through channels you cannot imagine. They may come through the ordinary path of your work, through a new opportunity that rises as if from nowhere, through a gift pressed into your hand, or yes, even through what the world calls chance, the lottery, the windfall, the sudden and unexpected flow of fortune. But remember always, the channel is nothing, the source is everything. When you try to reason how, you bind the law. When you dictate the path, you place limits upon spirit. But when you release the how, when you let go and trust, you open the infinite ways by which the blessing may arrive. Spirit delights in surprise, in opening doors you thought were walls, in creating paths you thought were deserts, in pouring water from rocks and manna from the skies. Do not strangle the blessing with the ropes of your reasoning. Simply speak the word, and rest in the knowing that the way is already established. You see, the mind of man is small and narrow, but the mind of spirit is vast and unbounded. The human mind says it must come through this person, through this business, through this one channel I can see. But spirit says, I can bring it through 1,000 ways you know not of. And so, beloved, the moment you speak the line, by divine right, endless riches are mine now, your task is complete. The law takes up your decree and begins to weave the unseen threads. Events align, people appear, opportunities are shaped, and what seemed impossible begins to take form. The how belongs to spirit, and spirit never fails. Do not trouble yourself with anxious questions. Do not wake in the night and say, but how shall it come? Where shall it appear? Through whom will it flow? That is doubt in disguise. That is fear trying to reclaim its place. Silence it with your decree. Answer every fearful thought with the words, by divine right, endless riches are mine now. And then rest, knowing that your declaration has already set the wheels in motion. The unseen machinery of spirit is at work, tireless, flawless, perfect. Beloved, spirit's ways are miraculous. Riches may come from a place you never thought to look. They may arrive faster than you imagined. They may flow in greater measure than you dared to expect. For spirit is not limited, spirit is not bound, and when you release the how, you allow spirit to work with its infinite creativity. You open the way for miracles. Think of the river. It does not ask how it shall reach the sea. It does not worry over its path. It flows, and in flowing, it finds the way around rocks, over falls, through valleys. And so it is with spirit. Your riches are like the river. Once released by your decree, they cannot fail to reach you. They will find the path, whether straight or winding, whether visible or unseen, and nothing can prevent their arrival, for the law of supply is stronger than every obstacle. Even the lottery, beloved, is but another channel in the hand of spirit. Do not say, it is too uncertain, it is too improbable, for what is improbable to man is inevitable in divine mind. Spirit can as easily deliver through sudden fortune as through steady flow. But it is never the ticket, never the numbers, never the outer means. It is always the word, always the decree, always the law, responding to faith. If riches come by lottery, it is only because your decree has drawn them through that channel. The channel is the shadow, the decree is the substance. So release the question of how. Rest in the joy of knowing it is done. Your part is the speaking, spirit's part is the doing. Your part is the decree, spirit's part is the manifestation. Your part is the faith, spirit's part is the fulfillment. Do not exchange roles, for when you try to do spirit's part, you step out of faith and into fear. Stay in your place of authority. Speak the word, and trust. Beloved, remember this always. The law of supply never forgets, never delays, never fails. The moment you declare, it begins its perfect work. You may not yet see the path, but the path is forming. You may not yet hold the riches in your hand, but they are already yours in spirit, already moving toward you in form. Rest in that assurance. Give thanks before you see, rejoice before you receive. For thanksgiving is the sign of faith, and faith is the magnet that hastens the blessing. So I say again, do not bind yourself with the question of how. Leave the how to spirit, and spirit will astonish you with its ways. Speak your line with certainty, rest with trust, and prepare yourself to be surprised by the miraculous flow of riches. For the channels are many, but the source is one, and that source never fails. Beloved, once you have spoken the word, once you have released the how, and given thanks for the unseen working of spirit, you must begin to live as if it is already done. This is the final seal upon your decree. For the law answers not only to your words, but also to the atmosphere of your life. If you continue to walk as though you are poor, as though you are waiting, as though your riches are uncertain, then you contradict your own decree. But when you live as though you have already received, you prove to spirit that you believe, and belief is the magnet that brings the invisible into form. Begin to carry yourself with the quiet dignity of one who knows their treasure is secure. Do not rush, do not grasp, do not strain. The anxious spirit is always begging, but the confident spirit is always receiving. Walk with peace, for the riches are yours now. Speak with calm assurance, for the law has already answered. Let your very presence announce to the world that you are a possessor of divine wealth. You need not boast, you need not parade, you need only stand in the confidence of one who knows that by divine right, endless riches are theirs now. Give thanks in the morning as if you have already opened the letter containing the great fortune. Give thanks in the evening as if you have already received the check in your hand. Rejoice in the unseen as though it is seen, for in spirit it is seen already. Gratitude is the evidence of faith, and faith hastens the manifestation. Each time you thank Spirit for the riches, you are watering the seed you have planted with your decree, and the harvest must break forth. Beloved, learn to feel the reality of your riches in your heart before you see them with your eyes. This is the true secret of manifestation. The outer world cannot resist the inner world. What you hold firmly in your imagination, what you feel deeply in your spirit, must reflect itself in your experience. So live in the spirit of possession now. If you would feel joy when the riches arrive, feel that joy now. If you would walk in freedom when the debts are cleared, walk in that freedom now. If you would rejoice when the lottery is won, rejoice as though it is already done. For your joy is the signal, your rejoicing is the evidence, and your thanksgiving is the seal. Do not let appearances trouble you, for appearances are slow and deceptive. They may still whisper of lack, of debt, of delay, but pay them no attention. Appearances are but the shadow, and the shadow cannot resist the light. The truth is stronger than appearances, and truth says, by divine right, endless riches are mine now. Stand in that truth, live in that truth, act in that truth, and the appearances will soon bow to it. And remember, beloved, Spirit delights in demonstration. Spirit takes joy in proving the law through you. Each time you speak your decree, each time you live as though it is done, you give Spirit the opportunity to reveal its wonders. Do not think you are asking too much, for Spirit gives without measure. Do not think it is too late, for in Spirit there is no time. Do not think it is too hard, for nothing is hard to the infinite. Your only task is to live in alignment with what you have declared, and the law will see to the rest. Let every thought, every word, every action harmonize with your decree. If you have said, by divine right, endless riches are mine now, then let no word of lack cross your lips. If you have claimed abundance, then refuse to entertain thoughts of poverty. If you have declared wealth, then walk as though you are wealthy. The law does not contradict itself, but you must not contradict your own word. Be steadfast, be unwavering, be consistent. For the steadfast soul is the one who sees the richest harvest. Beloved, the riches are not far off. They are pressing upon you even now. They are waiting at the door of your life, eager to enter. All you must do is keep the door open with faith, thanksgiving, and right living. Live as though it is done, rejoice as though it is seen, give thanks as though it is received. And soon, very soon, the outer world will catch up with the inner, and the riches will pour forth in overflowing measure. So I say to you, speak the word, release the how, give thanks, and live as though it is already done. Do this, and the law cannot fail you. Riches must appear, fortune must flow, miracles must unfold. For Spirit is faithful, and Spirit never fails. Say it once more with me, with power, with joy, with thanksgiving. By divine right, endless riches are mine now. And as you live in that truth, beloved, so shall it be swiftly, abundantly, and beyond all that you can imagine. Beloved, I tell you now, the word has gone forth, and it cannot return void. You have spoken the decree, you have felt its power, and you have claimed your riches by divine right. The treasure house of the infinite has swung open wide before you, and no hand can shut it. The riches you have called are already rushing toward you, clothed in the form of sudden opportunities, unexpected windfalls, open doors, and miraculous supply. Stand firm in faith, for the law has answered. Walk in joy, for the gift is given. Rejoice in thanksgiving, for the riches are already yours in spirit, and what is yours in spirit must soon be yours in the visible. Do not waver, do not doubt, do not delay. Speak the line, live the line, and the line will live through you, by divine right. Endless riches are mine now. Carry these words upon your lips, inscribe them upon your heart, and let them govern your every thought and action. For Spirit is faithful, and Spirit never fails. The riches you have declared are already on their way, and they will arrive in perfect time, in perfect form, in perfect measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. So go forth, beloved, in confidence and peace. The lottery of life is already won, for you are one with the infinite supply. Live as though it is done, rejoice as though it is seen, and you shall see the miracle unfold before your very eyes. And now I seal this word with joy and thanksgiving, knowing it is already accomplished. So it is, and so it shall be.